Welcome back for another book review. Today we are talking about this little one. So this is the Teen Witch's Guide to Spells and Charms, written by Claire Phillip, illustrated by Luna Valentine? Maybe Valentine? I don't know. But yeah, this one. So this book, it is small, as I mentioned. It also has pretty decent sized big font, lots of illustrations and such. It also does have little warnings for some of the spells, if it uses a candle, sometimes. And yeah, it's aimed at some age. I don't know what, because it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna be real, when I think of a teenager, I'm thinking at least, like, you know, if you're aiming a book at teens, it's probably gonna be at least like 15 is like your median. And this is like 10-ish. It includes some information, it includes some spell-ish stuff, and we'll get to it. I didn't like this book, so I gave it a 2 because it was rough. So this starts off, we don't get very far before I'm like, what? So you have this page. Oh, lovely. Turn to the next page. This one, because again, I read every single page. So typically, when you write a book, you do not have text adapted from The Great Book of Spells by Pamela Ball. What does that mean? How much of this book did you write? It's not that big of a book. Why are you adapting from a different author? Because seriously, this small of a book aimed at teens, why did you need to take from somebody else? That's not hard. Like, why? Why? There's so many authors out there in the Witchcraft. I've read hundreds of them at this point. They don't have to use text from other people for their book. Just come up with your own. It's not that hard, really. And if it is that hard, don't write the book. Don't try to push it to a publishing house. This isn't self-published. This is a publishing house. So like, I don't get why. Instantly made me not really trust this book at all. Because like, where's this text adapted from? Why not just write it yourself? That's weird. Why? Because it's like, are you trying to dumb it down for teens? Because you didn't explain it good if you did that. And if you're trying to use somebody else's spells, again, why couldn't you come up with your own? There's just a lot of this book that I don't know why. Which I guess is kind of the next major point, is most genuinely, I don't know who the age is supposed to be for. Because there's like certain phrases that I think younger kids probably won't know. And it's described in ways that are not easy for a younger audience to understand. But also, when I think of teen, I'm thinking like 15, 16, right? That's like peak teen for Teen Witch. And so how in the world is this appropriate for a teenager? Because to be honest, at 16, they could pick up any of the books and be fine. Like, minus reading skill level, like, they'll probably be fine. The information's fine. Silver Ravenwolf, she writes for she has a lot of teen books. They're actually appropriate for teenagers. This, it's more for kids. Like, not young kids, but like maybe 8 to 12-ish, kinda. Because also, the warning with candles is like, do you not trust a 15-year-old to sit with a candle? Because that seems like you might be failing as a parent. You can't have your teen handle an open flame for a few minutes on their own. Like, I was cooking at home alone at 12. So like, why can't we trust teenagers with candles? It seems a little weird. And again, the text is really big for a teenager because they're reading pretty big textbooks by the time you're a teen, especially, again, 15, 16, 17, 18. Like, I don't know what the age is intended for, but I feel like Teen Witch is just like older kid book. And yet also this book, if you're aiming it at any underage really, and just people in general, consent. Maybe we should start that conversation early instead of love spells that are like, we're gonna take away your consent and we're gonna do healing spells and prosperity spells and all of these charms without telling people what we're doing while we're giving them these things and doing these things to them. That's messed up. You should be teaching consent in all areas of life, not just the usuals. Consent is a magical thing. You should be including that. Why would we do that in this book? Just why would you do that? Also, the information in here is severely lacking. So the like information just isn't that great and isn't helpful. Like there's parts where it's like, oh, to cleanse any crystal, just leave it in sunlight for several hours or put it in salt water for several hours. And it's like, that is such a bad idea. You leave amethyst in the sun for hours, it's gonna change the color, and you're gonna be very upset that your dark purple is now like almost clear. Maybe not that fast, but you never know. And you know, you put your selenite in water and then you come back and it's just gone. Just gone. It's evaporated, because that's what happens when you do that. Just don't do that. No warnings. Why would we have that? Another thing that I didn't like that I guess kind of pulls to the consent thing is also, it's a book aimed at teenagers. And a lot of the spells talk about your true love. You're gonna find your true love. You're manifesting your true love. It's a teenager. How many teenagers do you know that are still with the same person from middle school? I'm sure there's some, but there are very, 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 very few. Like maybe 1% of the population. Most of us, your teen experiences, even your young 20s, is iffy at best. So like, why are you saying they're gonna manifest their true love? Because they're gonna be devastated when it doesn't work, because they're still children. Like, that's just bad word choice. Bad setup for their lives to be like, oh yeah, you're a witch. Like, you're either gonna make them not believe in the craft and steer them away from it, or you're gonna set them up for some very bad situations because they manifested their true love. And it's like, you're teenagers. You're gonna change. You're gonna be a completely different person in a decade. Calm down. Your odds are not good that that's your true love forever. The other information that I felt like was really inappropriate for this book is that a lot of this stuff just does not apply to teenagers, really. And a teenager should not be trying to manifest and doing things like this just in general. Leave it to the adults. So like jade, it tells you this green stone may help with kidney issues. What teenager should be using a stone like jade to help if they have a kidney issue or they know someone who has a kidney issue? Maybe leave it to adults and to medical professionals. But of course there's no real warning for that either. So it just is a lot that it's like, this is not appropriate for kids, teens, no. Even adults, really, for a lot of it too. It's just no. So the only audience I would recommend this to is if you have young teens, like even late child, like again, maybe even 9, depending on maturity, to like maybe 12-ish. And it's a book that you sit down and you go through with them to get ideas. And then you explain things like, you know, consent, true love is not a thing. You just find someone that you're extremely compatible with and you're willing to compromise with. And they respect you and you respect them, and boundaries and stuff. It's great. Not true love. That's not a thing. I'm not a believer in true love and soulmates and twin flames and all that crap. So, you know, that doesn't help me much. But yeah, there's a lot of this that I'm like, this is for parents to just sit down, get some ideas with their kids. Kind of. Honestly, I just grab Silver Ravenwolf. If you have a teenager who wants to be a witch, just grab Silver Ravenwolf. She isn't always perfect, but better than this. So anyways, I would love to know your thoughts. Did you see this coming? I bet you did. I already got one comment that was like, these are gonna suck, aren't they? And it's like, yeah, it did. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought of them. Of course, huge thank you to my patrons. If you'd like to support me and get access to a bunch of stuff, I have my, I don't even know what order I have a lot of stuff. Book reviews, audiobooks, monthly chit chats, monthly vlogs. I have Witching Weekly that's starting up soon, so if you want to check that out, that's coming soon, hopefully next week. And yeah, also, if you want to check out my books, they are linked down below. And of course, just hang out here on the channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, appease the algorithm gods, and I will see you all tomorrow for another one. Let's be.